ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is being done after Dynamite. It's 12 o'clock. I don't want to be too loud. I'm not going to make this a very long video. This isn't going to be really a review of everything. Just the thoughts on the ones that I felt that was important. There was a lot in this show. A lot. And the most important thing is fans. We got fans, ladies and gentlemen. Fans. The entire arena in Daily's Place was full of fans. Now, this was at 10 at night going into 12. So these people had to wait the entire day into most of the night before they can even see anything going on. I mean, they probably got a little entertainment because they tried to keep them entertained. But we're talking about over 5,000, how many? Like 3,000 or 5,000 people easily at Daily's Place that could fit in the area. So, I'm sure they were not 100% enthusiastic by the time the show started. Now, they were pretty enthusiastic by the end of it. And it wasn't a bad show. When we see Darby Allin go up against, Fanoni. Sorry, there you go, Fanoni, because I don't see the guy often. Maybe he'll be on Rampage. That's going to be the thing. All the people you don't normally see, that's usually on Dark, if they're on Rampage, maybe you'll get to remember the names more. But Fanoni versus Allin was alright, but I didn't really care that much about it. What I did care about was the beatdown afterward, which wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too great. I'm just saying it, even though that Dark Order did save them. Now, the weigh-in. The weigh-in felt a little forced and also felt like it was a little dragged out a little too long. Now, of course, this is what they do in MMA. I guess the reason I botch is simple. In MMA, I'm botching again. In MMA, this kind of goes on. No problem. Here, they tried to embellish it a lot more than what it should have been. You tried to make an MMA or a regular boxing match a way more flamboyant than it's supposed to be. And it kind of felt like it dragged out a little too long, for me personally. I kind of wish that one person was there, and that's Brandy. But unfortunately, Brandy is still pregnant, or she's already gave birth. I don't remember. I don't think she's given birth yet. I believe she's... Wait a minute, did she give birth already? I can't remember. Either she's pregnant or she's already given birth, but she wasn't there. And it felt like it should have been her there instead of Red Velvet. I'm just saying. Christian getting beaten down by Powerhouse Hobb was alright. But honestly, it was important. But I think Christian should have had a video package. Then the beatdown. That's just me, you guys tell me below. We got the match I really didn't care that much about at all. But it did have a good setup for the match that's going at Double or Nothing. That's Janela versus Paige. Now, here's the thing. Hangman Page and Joey Janela have not faced each other in 3 years on Dynamite. They haven't faced each other in 3 years. Not since All In, which was the prototype for what started AEW. They haven't faced each other since then. They have been not even close to each other, generally. So, it was a little surprising to see blood drawn during that match. First, Hangman Page's mouth bled. And then, eventually, Hangman Page's head bled. Now, was this set up? Might be. It also looked like, because it was such a rough match, that someone legitimately did get hurt in Hangman Page. Joey was a little more rough than expected. Surprising. But once Taz, who was on commentary, came out... Well, let me reverse that. Taz was always there. Taz is a great commentator. But what is Taz? Right now, as it stands, I wouldn't want to see Taz on commentary. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest here. If he's going to be a manager, make him manage. Just only when it's an emergency do you bring him on commentary. Even though I love him on commentary, he just feels out of place when he does commentary. I'm sorry. He just does. And he makes it very clear that you're going to have a Brian Cage destroy you, but then you got Hangman Page saying simply, I'm waiting for you guys to come out. Oh yeah, I'm seeing you, seeing your boy, but I see everybody else coming out. Come on, I'm waiting for you. Because I know that Brian Cage has to have his boys there. And then Brian Cage gets mad and says, I don't need them. Then face me. You're better than this. I'm surprised you even got them by your side. You don't need them. So to me, it feels like, does this mean finally, Brian Cage is going to break away? Could this match be the match that finally gets him away from Team Taz? Because he needs to leave it. He was supposed to leave it when Sting came, but they didn't go there. So maybe now with fans, it will happen. Jade Cargill versus Killin King. She's 6'1", big ass woman. Then you see Jade Cargill, and she now is working with a manager. What was the guy's name? Mark Strayman? Always forget his name. The wrestling lawyer. She now has him, and this is the kicker. You get a little bit of the Matt Hardy brand, and he's trying to convince her, and he is stopped by Mark, and he says, look, you're always taking 30% of the money that your clients do. I don't get any money until she wins. I do pro bono, period. That shows I'm in her corner. In her corner. Never stated how much is she really having to give. Is it 30%, 20%, 10%? He didn't state that. He said he only gets paid when she wins. How much is he getting? I don't know. Was this a good match? Actually, it was very good. It showed 100% how dominant Jade is. Dominant. The woman is just flat out strong. She lifted that woman who was taller than her, threw her around like she was a rag doll. It looked good. She looks good. She's sexy. She's beautiful. She's strong as nails. And now she has a mouthpiece that makes it even better. Now, she can talk. Okay. But having a mouthpiece really helps even more because that will take another weakness away from her until she can handle it. Making matches as short as possible, but also giving her a mouthpiece until she can really talk the best she can talk. I like that. That's the way it should be. One thing I didn't like was Mox and King. Eddie Kingston and Moxley had a moment talking about how they're going to take out the Bucks, but then they get cut off by guess what? A commercial. Literally cut them off within the first 45 seconds of their video package, which was bad. And they had to replay it, that original 30 to 45 seconds, to make up for it. This is where I hate that TNT, or they want to pay the bills. They got way too many commercials, and it's messing them up. That's just how I feel. Miro versus Dante Martin from Top Flight. I think his brother is out right now, so he can't do wrestling right now with his brother. But supposedly he had 8 or 9 matches by himself, so he's been doing good in singles, and he gets a good amount of offense, but then he gets destroyed. But here's the thing, I do not agree with this. I think this is rushed so bad. You have the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer, going against Miro now when it should not be now. Do it at Full Gear. Do it at another pay-per-view. Give it time to marinate for a Miro. This is his first title defense that he had a little bit of trouble, but he destroyed Dante Martin. Why are you rushing it? Because it's the signature pay-per-view. It's wrong. He shouldn't be wrestling him so soon. You got one big monster who just beat the crap out of a little Calm down. Miro's a mid-size monster. Murderhawk is a big monster. You can see the difference. And they just had their little moment after the match was over. Murderhawk beats up on Miro, which should not happen now. Now, I understand why they're doing it. It shouldn't happen, but I understand why. This is their signature pay-per-view. This is all out. They want to show with fans in attendance. Look, they had 3 to 5,000 people in Daly's place. They want to give them a show. And I understand when Double or Nothing happens, they want to give them a show, a spectacle. But why do it so soon? Why would you have the Murder Hawk Lance Archer go after this title right now? Why? Why are you letting Miro only have one title defense and then he has to go after the Murder Hawk and then neither one of them should lose? I don't get it. Lance Archer shouldn't lose. Miro shouldn't lose. And now you stuck them together on the pay-per-view when neither one of them should lose. Doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound familiar? When you had Cody Rhodes going up against a Lance Archer. No, not Lance Archer. Going up against Moxley. Moxley shouldn't lose. Lance Archer shouldn't lose. And guess what? Lance Archer lost and his stock went from here to here. And I heard people say, oh, Lance was fine. Really? Really? Lance has done nothing. Nothing. He hasn't been in a tag team. He's still been having the mouthpiece of a Jake the Snake Roberts where he doesn't need him anymore. He has gone nowhere for months. This is what you get. Orange Cassidy, Pac, and the Kenny Omega. Basically, Tony Schiavone, I'm trying to remember. Tony Schiavone basically called out, knowing that contract, that other contract that Don and Kenny gave to Orange Cassidy to give him the opportunity to avoid Double or Nothing's match and have another match, which probably is not a title, it's a non-title one. They wanted to know. And that's why Tony Schiavone called them out. But it's Pac who comes out, tells him to leave the ring, and he says, you've been avoiding me. I want the damn title. Come out here and face me. But then you get Don, then you get Kenny, and then you get Orange. Orange knocks out Kenny after Pac knocks out Kenny. And then Kenny basically wipes out Pac because of the Good Brothers. And in the end, when it's all said and done, because you get Kenny getting the envelope where you think the contract is in there, it's all shredded paper, he gets taken out by Orange. And then Pac gets taken out by Orange. And the crowd goes nuts for Orange Cassidy. So Orange Cassidy's pops. He's still hot. So that's great to see. I got no problem with this because it's good to see that a crowd at Daly's place was still popping like crazy for an Orange Cassidy once he takes out Pac and Kenny Omega. It was good. It was done well. I'm all right with it. Shida. Here's an interesting thing. Shida's been there for 377 days, the longest current reigning women's title holder, who can freaking talk English. Because she had a chance after Tony Schiavone said, you have a new title. Here is your title, Hikaru Kushida, who looked cute, damn sexy, in that red dress. I think she put too much here and here, but she still looked damn good. And she spoke English, and she was proud, and she thanked the fans. And then Brooke Baker came out and made it very clear. She wanted to apologize. First, she said, I'm not here to mess with you. I'm congratulating you because she did a little bit of truth, because Shida has been a champ during the hardest time in professional wrestling, no doubt. But she made it very clear after what she said with JR weeks ago, she made a mistake. She is not going to be the new champion of the current division. She's going to be a new champion of the new era because of the new title. She just got the old title with a new one. Now, if she wins, she's going to be part of a new era because of a new gold with diamond studded title. What do I feel about this? Shida better lose. And you want to know why? I'm making it clear. If Shida does not win this, you see I'm getting frustrated here. I don't hate Hikaru Kushida. She has been spotlighted terribly. How could you let a woman who can now speak English, she can speak it. Why haven't you let her say anything on Dynamite? Let her have more segments on Dynamite. If she's been able to speak English for months upon months upon months, because in 2020, in the beginning of it, we knew she can speak English. We knew she could speak English, and they didn't let her do anything. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. So that's why she's been nothing. It's bad enough there was been no storylines, but then having her not speak on the main show sucked. So now, she must drop that title. It must happen. Period. If she doesn't drop the title and she retains after Double or Nothing, it's the most stupidest booking, and I don't care who booked it. I don't care if it's Tony. Don't care if it's the other Tony. Don't care if it's Kenny. Don't care if it's the Bucks. And I don't care if it's Cody. If she retains, what a waste for Britt Baker to go through so much to prove that she can be a champion and nothing happens. And understand, her character I don't agree with. But I can't take anything away from the work she's been putting in to make it mean something. She should be a dentist that knocks your teeth out of your mouth. And she hasn't been one. For me personally, that's what I was looking for. She didn't do it, but it doesn't mean she hasn't worked her ass off to try and put over what she's got. But I'm just saying that. I'm not going to really talk much about the Sky and Ethan versus Uno and Grayson. It's not about it. This is about them trying to set up the fight. More of a fight than a match between Sting and Darby Allin. And at their match, when it was over, seeing a whole bunch of Stingers come out and they beat up on each other, it's kind of superfluous what happened at the beginning of the show. Because they came out there too. So I think it was redundant to do it in both segments. That's just me. You guys tell me below. And then finally, the last thing of the night. The Inner Circle. Was it good? Yeah. Until they did a small mock-up of the Stampede match. Why did they do the beatdown? I don't agree with it. If you enjoyed it, more power to you. Me, no. You just gave away too much. You let Santana Ortiz get pile-drived through 2 freaking tables at the stadium. Why? This was a waste. Why would you do that? Why would you let them get beaten down so badly? It feels like it's a waste of time. Not that they're telegraphing it, but it wasn't necessary to go over the top like that with a crowd that has been there since who knows how long, up until 12 a.m. Yes, they'll get a chance to see it on their Titantron, and we get a chance to see it. But I don't agree with it. Was this a good show going into Double or Nothing? Yes, I did enjoy it. But I do not agree with what they did. But this is just my point of view. Peace.